apparently there's a new Ghost song coming out, which means I'm coming out of my crypt and doing what I do. I'm gonna use everything that I know about Ghost to try to predict what this new era with Papa 5 Perpetua will sound like. This guy, well, not him, he's dead, but Ghost has a new Papa 5 coming on the way. Hopefully a new single. Signs are starting to pop up. We have that Satanized playlist, and the tour is coming up in like 2 months, I believe. Something's gotta happen soon. You know, they've been standing at that door since last June. So this is the lead single in a brand new album cycle for Ghost. You know the first single is gonna be an absolute bop. Keep in mind, they always switch their sound up. There's Ghost-isms, which we will get to later, but they'd always experiment with the sound. I don't think they're gonna go totally back to the Opus sound at this point, but I do think they're gonna keep some aspects of that. We gotta determine what the vibe of the song will be. We need to figure out something that they don't have in the set list yet. And if we go all the way back to Perez, there's one song they never played live. You know what that is? That's See the Light. It's like a mid-tempo song, not like Call Me a Little Sunshine and Cerise. It's very driving, like the dun 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 bam bam. I feel like they're not gonna play that at this point, but they're gonna do something to replace that sort of sound. We've determined we're gonna go for a See the Light vibe, but we gotta talk about those Ghost-isms. First, we're gonna talk about the main instrumental. The sound of Ghost, well, there's 5 Ghost sounds, because I believe that each album sounds different. That sounded really pretentious, I apologize. It really comes down to 2 things. You have the spooky satanic riffs. That kind of stuff. You're doing tritones, you're doing minor seconds, blah, blah, blah. But then you have Poppy Ghost, where it's very straightforward, you know, like Spillways, Dance Macabre. I think we need to combine those 2 types of ideas into our main song. These are really distracting. I really should have trimmed those. They really opened the floodgates on Impera with the shred guitar stuff. I mean, that's by far the most technical guitar work they've had on any Ghost album. I don't think it's gonna stop. Having said that, do I think it's gonna be an all-out shred fest? No, this is Ghost. We gotta be tasteful with our stuff. One of my favorite things that's been on any Ghost album is that Spirit solo, where they're really just like interlocking. It's really a part. I would love to see another kind of solo like that. I think what we're gonna have is something like See the Light meets like Respite, meets Spirit, meets Cerise, with samplings, sprinklings, if you will, of Opus Eponymous in there. We haven't even talked about the synthesizers yet. We love and support authenticity. And I'm going to be 100% honest and upfront with you when I tell you I don't know how to play this thing. But it sounds cool. Keys are a pretty big sound of the Ghost experience. First couple albums, it was really an organ instrument. Then in Melior, we started getting a couple synths. We had the Mummy Dust solo, which is iconic. Absolution has a really sick synth part that's very reminiscent of The Who. Perez introduced Miasma, which is all synthesizers. And in Pura, they still had them, but it was kind of toned back. They've been teasing this little synthesizer piece in their chapters recently. Could that mean this next album is going to be synthwave? I don't think that's going to be part of the track, because if you remember when Prequel was being announced and Rats was the single, Pro Memoria was the thing that was played in all of the chapters as the teaser. It could be like a cool intro. I don't believe that's actually going to be involved in this song, which we're now finding out may or may not be called Satanized, just like the playlist, because now it's Sunday the 2nd. I don't believe that is going to be part of this song, but I do think synthesizers, specifically the 80s kind of sounds, are going to be an important part of this. We have a guitar-driven song. The synthesizers are kind of adding as a texture, and they're supporting not only the guitars and the instrumental, but they're supporting the lyrics and the melody, which we're going to get to in a second here. Check this out. I'm going to play you a snippet without the synthesizer and with the synthesizer, and it adds this great little, like, it adds just an extra layer. It's going to feel really, really naked without the synthesizer in there. In every moment that you chant your hymns, the figure all in black is right behind your back. When all the noise subsides, you hear a voice, the whisper of the man, a reminder of where you began. So there's quite a bit of vocal Ghost-isms we need to talk about. The first one, it's pretty obvious, is we need to have vocal harmonies galore. That's the signature sound of Ghost, is the stacked vocals. You may not think they're important, and they're not important every single line of the song, but they can help emphasize certain lyrics, but they also help grow the song. You know, your first verse might just be one layer, and then your next verse might have another layer of harmony on it, and by the end you'll have a 3-part harmony. Just check this out. This is just one layer. I need the book because I don't remember the lyrics.
Every time you leave the light, the silhouette greets you despite.
And then this is with a 3-part harmony.
Every time you leave the light, the silhouette greets you despite.
Another thing we gotta do is some of those ahs, because it's a very spooky thing that they do. And then you end up with something like this. So now that we've covered all the instrumental spots, we know how to add synthesizers, and we know how to craft our vocal melodies, we just need to know what to write about. And that's where it gets interesting. Ghosts typically write songs about the Dark One and spooky subject materials. But I believe we might have something different this time, because we have a very interesting situation going on in the ghost lore. It is heavily implied, if not confirmed, that Copia has a brother. And right here, right now, they kept cutting to those 2 statues of the brothers, Angus and Roku, or Oculus Rift. I don't recall what their names were, but it doesn't matter, because we're not talking about them. We're talking about Copia and Perpetua. What if Copia wronged Perpetua at some point so he could be the cardinal, and then he could become Papa. Imagine this. Copia's charismatic goofball awkwardness is just a charade. Let's say he hurt him. He just did something to wrong his brother because he knows Perpetua is a better fit than him. Or if the entire time Copia has been at the reins of Ghost, in the back of his mind, he's felt this immense amount of guilt knowing he wronged his brother. And that's why he's constantly making a fool of himself, is to make himself feel better, because whenever he steps out of the light, he feels immense guilt. And the urge to burst on Valentine is nothing romantic or sexual. It's talking about how he's going to finally burst out of guilt once Perpetua comes. And that is some sinister material to write about. Maybe even more sinister than the Soul Serpent, but that's a fable for another day. And with that, my prediction is finalized. This is what I think the new Ghost single will sound like.
When you're alone, you meet a silhouette. What does it say to you? Have you ever had a clue? A chilling air retreats you from the dark. The false lift of a veil, but it's not the end of this tale. It always haunts you. You cannot run from its might. You feel the presence in the songs you sing in the night. Callous, shallow mind, forever haunted in a bind. When in the dark you're petrified of the shadow that lurks behind. In every moment that you chant your hymns, the figure
And yeah, that is my prediction as to what Satanized is going to sound like. How accurate is that going to be? We'll find out very soon, but I have a feeling, based on some new rumors going around as of Monday night, which is when I'm talking to you right now, probably not going to be right, because there's some sources apparently saying it sounds like Opus mixed with Meliora, mixed with Impera, which is really, really cool. I guess that's partially involved. There's some Opus in there. That one riff was pretty spooky and sinister, but I kind of skipped the Meliora parts. Now I got Spirit in there. I don't know. We will find out. We will find out really, really, I don't know what I'm doing here. But we'll see very soon, because, I mean, those are just rumors, right? We won't know until it premieres on, apparently, March 5th. Stay tuned for that, because I'm going to react to the video. We're going to compare what I did in this to the real version of Satanized, and we'll see what I got right and what I got wrong. Wow, I kind of remember part of the script, except I'm supposed to say it at the beginning. Anyways, and if you like this video, give it a big old thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, because the next video you see, I'm going to be reacting to Satanized, and the video after that, I'm going to be playing the real version of it on the guitar, and then after that, I'm going to teach you how to play it on guitar, and maybe, if the song lends itself, I'll do an acoustic cover, because I'm obsessed with Ghost. It's time for some new Ghost. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Be sure to subscribe for all that fun stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out!